Basically, I'm putting a big plus sign on top of the shape. This shows me where the center of it is. That's where her nose is going to go. Now, Minnie's going to go. And then, to turn that into the oval, just bring these lines down the side and connect them nice and round right underneath here. Think of this like a little jelly bean or a grape. We always draw her nose just a little bit smaller and thinner than Mickey's. Makes her look a little daintier when she eats to her. Now above that nose, I'm going to add a curved line on here. This is important. This is the top of her snout. This gives a little dimension to her face. Keep this curved line super close to that nose and make it just about as wide. Her eyes are going to sit on top of this in just a moment. Alright, this next step's a pretty big deal. It's a big part of who this character is. I'm going to draw the smile. All this is, it's a big letter U, big curved out letter U. It sits in the center of this guideline, below that nose and above the bottom of the circle. Almost think of this like a stretched out pole. Keep this nice and round. It goes up to about the middle of the nose on either side. According to the Walt Disney Company, the biggest descriptor of the characters Mickey and Minnie is optimism. They say these characters always look on the bright side of things, and they are almost always seen with a big smile on their face. Now in the corners of the mouth, I'm going to have these little C curves. We call these smile lines. These really punch up a smile on a character. When you're smiling, your mouth is pushing up and out on your cheeks. These creases form in the corners of your mouth. These are super expressive. Perfect to frame up a frown or a smile on a cartoon character. And generally, Mickey and Minnie are drawn with an open mouth smile. This makes their smile larger and easier to see, and also it makes them look a bit happier, almost like they're laughing. To open the mouth up on this little gal, all I'm going to do, I'm going to create some space by sketching in another letter U right under the nose. This is just as wide as the nose is. Keep this nice and round. Try to avoid this turning into a letter V. Angles, even subtle ones, will make characters look harsh. You draw those on villains a lot. Minnie here is a comedian. That's a funny character. These characters are usually soft, squashy shapes like ovals and circles. Now to make that look more like a mouth, I'm going to do two things to it. I'm going to add some detail. First, I'm going to draw the lower lip. This is super easy. This is the same line you just drew. Just follow right alongside what you've already got here. Copy that line just a little lower. Here we go. And with the mouth open this far from this front view that we have, we're going to see the top of the tongue in there. This looks kind of like a letter M. These are just two curved lines. You can even think of this like one hill in front of the other. Here we go. Has a little dimension. It's starting to look a little bit like Minnie Mouse. A few head nods out there. Wait till we get to that bow. That's a big deal. Last thing, I'm going to draw on the bottom of the face of those cheeks. Now, Mickey and Minnie almost have a permanent smile, just the way they draw these cheeks. These really frame up the mouth on the sides. Now, remember the smile lines we drew in the corners of the mouth? Right above that, draw another curved line just like it, up and over it. There we go. Same over here. Up and over.
You know what I need for him.
And just finish this whole bottom portion off. Go from the lip to the cheek. Connect. Keep this nice and round. And try to avoid any straight lines. There we go. Tongue. You are done. The bottom half of your mouse. You folks holding up out there? Is this hard?
I want to do this.
No? If you like your own mouse, give me a thumbs up. Let's see where we stand. A few Fonzies, most of them in the front. Okay, there we go. We've got a negative Fonzie up there. It's all right. Some guy on the fence. All right, maybe I can win you back. It's not over yet. All right. Now we're going to wake this gal up. It's kind of a big deal when you draw the eyes on a character, because from here on in, this little character is going to be looking up at you off your board. Her eyes are ovals. They're very similar to that nose, except these are thinner and they're taller. They sit right on that snout. I'm going to draw this one here first. Starting on that snout line, I'm going to sketch in a nice tall curve here. Think of that like a parentheses. And then, to finish this, you just need another curved line over here. Bring this right down. There we go. This should look like a surfboard. It's just been stuck in the sand. Uh-oh, special alert. Everyone pay attention. Oh my gosh. I've never had a special alert in here. That was actually kind of exciting. There we go. All right, now on top of the eyes, this is the big deal with Minnie Mouse. She's got 3 eyelashes, and these are really just 3 flicks of the pencil. To get a good one, you gotta press down kind of hard. Watch this. Go right to the center of that eye, and these, again, are just 3 flicks. 1, 2, 3. It's more of a technique than anything. By doing this, it gives you a thin to thick line. 1, 2, 3. Looks kind of like an eyelash with makeup on it. Alright, now to really wake her up, you gotta draw pupils in here somewhere. And depending on where you place these, that is the direction your Minnie Mouse is gonna look. The pupil of her eye, all this thing is, it's the same shape as the eye, but it's smaller. Look at Minnie Mouse looking up. She's looking up. Here we go.
Where's the ways for her?
And then once you got that the way you like, color these in. You can put these in here anywhere. You can make her looking down. Go right in the middle of the eye. She'll look kind of startled and surprised. Make her googly eyed like she went on the Tower of Terror 14 times in a row. Alright, these are coming out pretty decent. And the last thing she needs on the face is what we call a character mask. Mickey Mouse has one of these too. If you look at this big doll of him up here, around his eyes there's this big M-shaped arch. On these old school characters, they use this like eyebrows. This goes up and down and it creates different expressions. Now since we got the smile going on, I'm going to have these going on. Right here on that center line, to start this, I'm going to sketch in a curved letter V. Keep these curvy. They straighten out, she starts looking kind of mad.
There you go.
And to finish this, it's a lot easier than it looks. Start on this side, right here where you left off. Just darken in that circle. Follow this thing along, and as you get over the cheek, you curve down to it, and you close off the side. There we go. Do the same thing over here on this side. What we're doing is, we're pressing the dark areas of the face away from above the eyes. It opens this whole area up and creates a brighter expression. Alright, now this next step's a big deal. The mouse ears. This company loves these things. They put them on everything. Now the mouse ears, these are just 2 circles. There is a trick to this though. You really got to get these in the right spot. They're super picky about this. Here's how to do it. Go to the center of the face, right there, and very lightly sketch in a letter V. This is roughly a 45-degree angle. And there, and there. That's where these ears go. Now these ears, like I said, they're circles, just like the head, so very light and loose. Just like we did at the beginning of the class, sketch in 2 new shapes. You can really loosen up here. We're building a new shape. We're not adding detail on top of it. These are about half the height of the head. If you think of it this way, if her head's like a quarter, these are kind of like 2 dimes. If you make these too small, she looks like a baby bear. There we go. Alright, this is it. The finale. The moment you've been waiting for. The bow. Now this thing is 3 shapes. First there's an oval, which will be the knot. And then the ribbon portion that sticks out of it, those are just 2 triangles. I'm going to draw the oval on here first. Right on top of that center line, let's sketch in 2 curved lines. This will make up the oval. It's like one of the eyes, but much wider. Should look like there's an egg sitting on top of her head. Right. Now for the triangles going in and out, these just attach right here in the center. And that's all they are, the triangles. 3 lines. You go up, down, back. Boom, 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 like a big taco chip. There's 2 things to think about when you draw a Minnie Mouse bow. 1, this bow needs to be taller than her ears. 2, this bow needs to be in front of her ears. Here we go. Now here's a problem. A triangle's a pretty harsh and sharp shape. See this? All this stuff is soft and rounded down here, and then we got these angles. I'm going to cover those up with a big letter J. Soften this up a bit. It's kind of like we had the basic shape, which was that circle, and we added detail to it to make it look like a face. Now we have the basic underlying shape of a triangle, and add detail and go back over this to make it look like ribbon. Here we go. In fact, you can get real fancy here and put a tension line. Oh, look at that. There you go. And if you really want to get fancy, you can put polka dots on here. Minnie's got polka dots on her bow. You guys know why Minnie Mouse has polka dots on her bow? I know. Check this out. Look at that big doll of Mickey over there. So he's wearing those red shorts with the white buttons on them. Well, if you dress Minnie Mouse in the same color and put white polka dots that look very similar to his buttons, graphically, those two things look like they belong together, and you pair them up in your mind. Pretty cool. Well, sign your name next to that. You drew Minnie Mouse. You guys have fun? Yeah? I'll tell you what, before we say goodbye, we need to have an art show. I am going to count to 3, and you folks hold your pictures up and look around. These are all going to be totally different. I want you to have fun with this, all right? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Minnie Mouse. Oh, looking good. Look at that. Oh, they got silver ears, too. Look at that. Very nice. Look at that. Good job on the bow. Excellent. That's a good nose. Cute. Mouse. Look at that one. Very good. Whoa, look how proud you are. You did awesome. I love all polka dots, too. Very cool. And look at that. Excellent. You did. I knew that was going to be a good one. Well, folks, I think you all passed. Give everybody around you a big round of applause.